Hello, welcome to Active Love Maintenance. So today what I said we were going to talk about is kitchen flow. Basically setting your kitchen up so that you can move and work efficiently in it and it's comfortable for your family as well as your guests. So what do I mean by flow? It means placing certain items in areas of the kitchen that just make sense because for instance, let's say you have your stove in one area, but you put your pots and pans on the other side of the kitchen in a cabinet somewhere. That's not going to be very efficient, and it actually will be quite irritating after a while, if guests have to go halfway across the kitchen in order to get pots and pans to use the stove. Does that make sense? Now, let me show you around how this kitchen is set up. Now, as I mentioned, currently where I am, this is kind of a room and board situation, but they can use the whole house, but the tenants actually pay for rooms. So they have their own rooms that they can utilize, but they also have the whole house and yard also. Now, the particular situation that we have going on right now is, as I said, I act as kind of the mother of the home to these individuals. So they can also compensate me extra for additional services. Now, that can be from doing their laundry and folding it to, if they need lunches, meal prepping and cooking those things. They would, of course, either purchase the ingredients for the meal prep or reimburse me for, me going grocery shopping in order to meal prep. But there's different things, but I won't get all into that right now. But that's the situation here. So I also use the kitchen since I do stay in this particular property as basically a maintenance manager, mother, you could say. But yeah, so I'm going to show you around and see how I set things up to make it basically easy and functional for not just myself, but the tenants as well. All right. Okay, so here you see is the stove, the cooking area. So obviously each kitchen is different and the amount of cabinet space and all that is different. However, the main point of the video is to give you an idea of the particular layout and how you would want to place, particular items in order for you to utilize the kitchen efficiently. So since the stove is right here, you would want to put your pots and pans near the stove. So the closest cabinet that you possibly can. So here we have the pots and pans in this cabinet. And also cooking oil, nonstick cooking spray, things like that are kept down here as well. So you see you have more pots and pans here. Now, because the stove is here as well, the spatulas and all the cooking utensils are in this drawer next to the stove. That makes it very easy while someone's cooking to just grab a cooking utensil in order to use it on the stove. Another thing, since you're cooking here, you would want to put your spices and anything that you would use regularly to cook with here. So it's within reach of the stove while you or the guests are cooking. So that's what we have here. We have all the spices. You have the basic salt and pepper here, but all of these are things that I use to cook with or the other people who live in this house. Same thing with this, except this side is used for things for baking and more sweet things versus savory. And again, on this side, we put all the bakeware. This way, it is near the oven. So again, very efficient, ease of use, You have everything you need here, very close to the oven. And this is miscellaneous stuff, but there's also mixing bowls in there. So if you're doing any baking, it is also within reach of the kitchen utensils, which I just showed you, like the spoons and all that. So it just makes sense to lay it out like this, so everything that you would use for cooking is in the same area, from the spices to the pots and pans to the bakeware. Here we have the electric kettle. Obviously, with electric appliances, you would want to put them near any outlet. Or, like for this particular property, I like to keep the counters pretty much clean. So a lot of the appliances, the small appliances, are stored in the cabinets. So over here, there are different appliances. Like you see, there's a mixer there. There's a crock pot in here. Different things that are not used regularly, but still helpful at times. But it's in the furthest cabinet from the sink, the dishwasher, the stove, because it is not used that often. The toaster is actually kept in the pantry. So, yeah, I just prefer to keep, the counters clean, and it makes the area look very spacious and neat. So it's not too cluttered or anything. Now, as far as the plates and dishware, it's kept here. It's kept here because this is kind of at a midway point between the eating area and the stove. So here, it's close to the eating area, which is a breakfast bar. Now, I did have a dining room set, but it was rarely used. So instead, I turned the area that was the dining room into an exercise / mini home gym. And that seems to work out very well because the tenants do like to utilize the treadmill in that, which I'll probably show you in a different video, the exercise room. But again, here is also where the mugs and cups are kept, which is near the eating area. There's the storage containers for leftovers, things like that. But I think that's about it. As far as the garbage can, you could either keep it underneath the sink, but because of the area that we live in, I prefer to keep the garbage can outside. So this is where I keep the garbage can, close to the fridge, but close enough to where the stove is that it's convenient to get to. All right, so the other thing is cleaning products. So I keep the cleaning products underneath here. There are cleaning cloths, there are dish towels, there are new sponges, there's hand soap, and then all the cleaning products are here, along with gloves that I would be using. And then on this side is bug sprays, more of the chemical items. There's trash bags, and then the dishwashing tablets. So whoever decides to use the dishwasher, the tablets are right there. And another thing that's helpful, I don't know if other people do this, but because there are multiple people in this home, it's helpful to have a magnet that basically tells everyone if the dishes are dirty or clean. So they can continue loading the dishwasher, or let's say they have dirty things and I ran a cycle and there are clean dishes in here that I have not emptied yet, then the magnet can be flipped over so everyone knows exactly what is inside the dishwasher. So right now, I flip it to dirty so they know that any dirty items can go in here. All right? So basically that's it. When I talk about flow of the kitchen, that is what I'm talking about. You want to place items where it makes sense. It helps so much with the basically being comfortable in your own surroundings, as well as making your guests comfortable, because everything is where they need it to be and nothing is like out of place. So it feels awkward when they're trying to utilize the kitchen. All right. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, when you do things, do all things from a place of love. Bye-bye, everyone.